This has been the best audio recorder for wedding filmmakers in the last 7 years. The Tascam DR10L was released in September of 2016 and quickly became a household favorite. But now fans of the DR10L can get even more excited because Tascam finally released an update to this recorder, introducing the Tascam DR10L Pro. And today we're going to find out, is it worth the upgrade and should you consider it for your gear bag in 2023? One of the biggest advantages and selling points to the original Tascam DR10L was the lightweight and compact size, making it easily concealable in a groom or officiant jacket, clipping on the back of a dress. And with the Pro version, we actually have a smaller recorder that is even more compact and symmetrical so that you can be even more stealthy on the wedding day. Now all we need is them to just make it in white and then we're good for the bride. Diving into another noteworthy feature of this recorder is its battery life. With the original, you could get up to 8 hours on a wedding day, sometimes even 9 or 10. But with the Pro version, you actually get 24.5 hours worth of record time, which is just more than you need and adds that extra layer of reliability on the wedding day. With the Pro version, you have 2 AAA batteries opposed from just having one in the original. So gone are the days where you have to worry about your recorder and wondering whether or not it died on you. With 24 hours of record time, you know that you are covered. You can leave those recorders on the bride, the groom, and get quality sound throughout the day. But one of the saving graces of the Tascam recorders is it does save files every 20 seconds. So if there was any unexpected power loss, you know that your files are safe. They're still being recorded whether or not this recorder does in fact die on the wedding day. Inside the box, you're greeted with the Pro recorder, the belt clip, the infamous lavalier microphone with the screw lock connector, which I think is a must-have for anyone that is focused on weddings or live events, documentaries, making sure that you have a screw lock pin so that you can ensure that no one's accidentally taking that microphone out of the recorder is just a safety measure that you want to make sure that you're accounting for on the wedding day. And not to mention that these lavalier mics are really great quality and they produce a great sound. I mean, I've personally been using the same ones from 4 or 5 years ago. They haven't crapped out on me yet. So yeah, really solid and reliable mics that come included with the Tascam DR10L Pro. Diving into the menu system, it is still very familiar in the same menu system that we are accustomed with from the original version of this recorder, with a little bit of extra goodies incorporated, which I will get to later on in this video. Another exciting feature of the Tascam DR10L Pro is the optional Bluetooth adapter kit. This is a really cool new feature that allows you to control the recorder remotely via the control app on your smartphone. You can make sure that they're still rolling, that they still have enough power, they got enough juice, instead of having to go up to the bride and the groom and say, hey, let me double check, make sure the battery's still good. You can do that all from your phone, which I think is a really nice feature to consider. With the additional Bluetooth adapter kit, you can even utilize timecode. So if you're someone who likes to use timecode on the wedding day for multicam purposes, this recorder is gonna allow you to do that as well. Now it does say with supported Atomos products, so just make sure that you're checking on Tascam's websites on which support gear you need to support timecode. And one of the more prominent upgrades for this recorder is the inclusion of 32-bit float technology. Now 32-bit float is essentially raw for audio. It's gonna give you a lot more dynamic range so that you can push the levels, you can increase without incorporating a lot of unwanted noise, and there's really a lot less room for error. So having a recorder like that that's very reliable, that's versatile, that's gonna allow you to manipulate and adjust to get the right levels, this is gonna give you much more control later in post, which is a huge saving grace for anyone who doesn't really know a ton about audio. You just need a solution that's like plug and play, that's gonna get you quality sound right out of the box, less stress, and you're good to go. The OLED display is back in these recorders, and it's honestly one of my favorite features because I love being able to see right on the screen that I'm recording, that my levels are hitting. And coming from the Zoom F2s, it was a real bummer that they didn't have this feature included. The only way you could really monitor your audio was through the app on your phone. And so I love the versatility with the Tascam Pro because you can have the option if you want to option for the Bluetooth kit. You can control that from the app. It's just going to give you that peace of mind on the wedding day, which I always believe is worth its weight in gold. Now let's talk about the biggest difference between the Pro and the original. In essence, really the biggest difference is the Pro version is smaller, which is a huge plus. It also has the inclusion of 32-bit float technology. Battery life is pretty much tripled, so you're getting 24 hours opposed from like 8 to 9 hours with the original. You do have the option to add the Bluetooth adapter kit so that you can control these recorders from your phone and incorporate time code. But let's dive into some of the settings that I feel are really the best for recorders like the Tascam DR10L. The first setting you see on your Tascam is the record level. You're going to skip this because you don't really need to worry about it because we're going to set that to auto. So the next setting that you're going to see is the low cut. Now, this is where you're going to be able to see a few different frequencies, and if you don't know what that means, essentially, with the low cuts, it's going to allow you to cut out some of that unwanted noise. So, for instance, if there's wind, if there's clothes rustling, it's going to be a lot less prominent with your low cut feature on. So which frequency should you choose? I like to be anywhere between 80 and 120. Next, you have your limiter, and you want to make sure that this is set to on as well. Next is auto level. I like to have this setting on so that I don't have to second guess on the wedding day. I can just plug and play, and I'm good to go. And then for file format, you're going to want to set this to WAV. And lastly, I know there's a lot of recorders out there in the market, and all of it really boils down to budget, because essentially a lot of them are doing the same things these days. You're getting the inclusion of 32-bit float, you're getting great time code support, you're getting great battery life, and with Tascam, they've been just really well known in the wedding filmmaking industry especially. And so what's really the biggest difference that would make you want to upgrade your current Tascam? And for me, I think that is 32-bit float and the better battery life. I think it's worth the additional $80 to upgrade to the Pro version. So whether or not you are doing weddings, you are doing live events, documentaries, content creation even, I still think this recorder is worth considering just based on the price point, the compact lightweight size, 32-bit float, the reliability, and the functionality that you just get with this recorder is definitely worth your time and worth considering. So if you're interested in picking some of these recorders up, I will have some links down in the description below. And if you like today's video, consider checking out a few others right here or right here. Hope you found today's video helpful and valuable. If you did, like and subscribe. And as always, keep creating and telling beautiful stories. Peace.